Okay, now that we have our wrap, as you can see, a beautiful wrap. At Skinz we create all of our wraps fully finished and ready to go. We cut them all size to fit so that you never have to worry about cutting them, trimming them, or anything. You'll also notice that when you order Skinz drum wraps, none of them come with any type of glue because it's unnecessary. What they do come with is a double stick strip of tape on the back side of one end of the wrap, which allows it to then go around the drum shell and adhere to itself. The lugs and all the rest of the hardware is what holds this in place, so glue is not necessary. So what we're going to do to go ahead and wrap this snare is we're going to lay our wrap face down, preferably on a smooth surface without a lot of debris or anything that might scratch or mar the finish. While these are resilient, they can be damaged. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay it face down, taking our Dennis Chambers snare and lying it positioned to where our seam will be relatively close to our air hole. The reason being is that the badge, which sits on this side of the snare, you want that out front, and you don't necessarily want that near the seam of the drum. It's always good to hide the seam from your audience. So lying the snare flat on top of the wrap, centered up relatively well, and then pulling the two ends up in this fashion, you'll notice that they fit around perfectly with about a 2-inch overlap, which allows our seam to then rest on the back side near the air hole. So now that we've pulled the wrap around the drum shell, what we're going to do is we're going to take the drum, put it against, usually I put it against my stomach, rub my hand on the back side. As you can see, there's some slack being taken out, which is good, because you want to make sure that the wrap is as tight as possible around this drum shell. We also want to make sure that the top edge and the bottom edge are flush with each other of this section of the wrap and this section of the wrap. What that does is that makes sure that we have a nice clean finish so it doesn't look ugly. Now that we've got that done, we're going to pinch holding it to make sure that it doesn't loosen up on us, because we definitely don't want that. And lifting the edge here of the tape end, using your thumbnail or fingernail, or depending on how articulate you are with which finger, we're going to pull back about an inch of the wrap, or an inch of the tape backing. And doing that, we can then now lay down one end of the wrap against itself. And what that's allowed us to do is it frees up our other hand now to be able to pull off the rest of it and smooth it out. So now we've got a nice tight wrap on the drum shell. What we're going to do is we're going to center the wrap. We got to make sure, because this is a snare, that the wrap does not hit the snare bed region, because you don't want it to crimp in there or be not instrumental to the drum itself. So doing that, now we've got it properly centered on the drum shell, and now it's time to go ahead and apply the hardware back onto the drum.